Hey guys, I'm Smarty, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about the top 5 gaming mice for under $60 for Roblox Arsenal. I'll go over the pros and cons of each of them, and I'll also give my thoughts on each one as well. But all the mice in this video are great, it's just really up to you and your budget and what you want in your mouse. Having a good mouse is really important in first-person shooters, whether it's on Roblox or another game. Because if you don't have a good mouse, you could be at a disadvantage because of latency or the mouse just not being right for gaming. All links for the mice I talk about in this video will be linked in the description below. And before we get into the video, I just want to point out that only 1% of you guys are subscribed. That's crazy, so make sure you subscribe down below and set notifications to all so you don't miss my new videos. Anyways, let's get right into it. Alright, so the first mouse on our list is going to be the Logitech G203 LightSync mouse. This mouse is pretty much just a great mouse all around for gaming, and it's at a pretty good price. It's probably the lowest priced mouse on this list at only $28 right now. It's a Logitech mouse, which is actually a great mouse company, but this isn't their highest end model, so I guess one of the cons would be it doesn't have as many features, but it should have everything you need to get started. And yeah, it has changeable sensitivity and all the settings you would need for a beginner or someone who doesn't really need a super fancy mouse, but just wants something better than a normal office mouse. This mouse would be for you. The only other downside I can think of is this mouse, it won't be as light as the other ones on this list. I personally prefer a lighter mouse because it can be easier to aim and there are a lot of benefits, like it just feels more responsive in general. So yeah, that's it for the Logitech G203, 5th on our list. Alright, let's move to number 4. Okay, so number 4 is the SteelSeries Rival 3. This mouse is actually pretty similar to the last one, except it has a slightly higher DPI, which means it basically has a higher sensitivity setting at max. But I mean, you aren't really going to go all the way up to 8500 CPI in a normal situation in gaming, but it just gives you a sense of how many options the mouse has and how good quality it is too. So this mouse actually has 300 IPS, which means it reports to the computer 300 times per second, so that is pretty responsive. This mouse is only $30, it's a budget, so you can find better CPS. 300 is a little bit low nowadays. Honestly, you might want to be going for 1000 CPS because that'll be the most responsive for Arsenal and any other shooters you play. This has 100 better IPS than the last mouse. I totally recommend this one over the Logitech G203, but if you really don't care and you just want to get straight into getting a better mouse at the lowest price cost possible, I recommend the Logitech. Otherwise, this one's probably for you. With that, let's move on to the next one. Coming in at number 3 is the Cooler Master MM710 mouse. This is actually the mouse I use, and it's about $12 more than the other ones, but this mouse is insane. This is the lightest mouse I've ever used. It's super responsive, super fast, and honestly, it improved my aim in Arsenal when I got it. So one upside to this mouse is it's very lightweight, as I said. So this is actually only a 53 gram mouse, and that is really good because lighter mouses are becoming more popular now, and this is a really lightweight mouse, really close to the top lightweight mice, and at a much cheaper price. So yeah, and they also have an RGB version of this mouse called the Cooler Master MM711. By the way, all links to all these mice are going to be in the description if you want to pick one up. So the only thing that would be a downside about this mouse really would be Cooler Master isn't really a big mouse company, and it's mainly into other PC hardware, but it's actually a great mouse. I've had no problems with it, so that's really not an issue. They're just newer in the mouse industry, but they're still a good brand. So yeah, I really recommend this one. But let's get on to number 4 on our list. Alright, so number 4 is the Logitech G502. You've probably heard of this mouse. This is probably one of the most popular mice around. Pros in pretty much every game use it. It is insanely customizable. It's got a lot of features. It's got a really high-end sensor, 1000 CPS. This is the do-it-all mouse. I've used a similar Logitech mouse and I had a great experience with it. So this mouse actually will go all the way up to 25,600 DPI, which is insane. Its switches inside of the clicker, inside of the buttons here, are actually really responsive. So this will click really fast, and that can actually improve your delay time. So you'll have less of a delay when clicking, and shooting will feel much faster. Also, this is a really good brand. Obviously, Logitech is one of the top mouse brands, so this is really a high recommendation on my list. It is a little bit heavier than the other ones, but one thing that's cool is you can actually customize the weight. It is pretty heavy, coming in at 121 grams at the lowest, but you can actually change that to what you like. It also has a lot of extra buttons. Arsenal doesn't really make use of those other buttons, but you can actually bind those buttons to keys. So let's say you have your knife switch key on Q in Arsenal, right? You can make one of these keys press Q when you click it. So yeah, that might be really useful for you when you want to switch knife, maybe with your mouse instead. Well, this mouse will last you a long time. Super customizable. This would be a great mouse. It's only $48 at this time, but usually it's probably around $60 when you're viewing this video. Might be around $60, but check the link in the description. It might not be. That's it for the G502. Okay, now let's move on to the final mouse today. This is the glorious Model O. This is one of the newer, more uprising mice that a lot of pros are starting to use, a lot of pros in a lot of different games. I know this mouse is super lightweight. It's actually pretty similar to the Cooler Master mouse that I showed earlier. This is super high quality. There aren't too many differences from the MM710. It has a similar sensor and similar features, but it's much more popular. It's definitely a great mouse for Arsenal. It's super lightweight, so it's really easy to aim. This mouse might not be for you if you think that a lightweight mouse might be too light for you, or you just aren't comfortable with a lighter weight mouse, but it has like a lightweight cable just like the MM710, so easy gliding. So yeah, this mouse is actually a lot more expensive than the other mice on this list, coming in at $65. As I said, this is pretty similar to the Cooler Master mouse I showed earlier, the MM710. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Make sure to let me know down in the comments which mouse you think is best, and don't forget, links are in the description for all the mice featured in this video. If this video helped you, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my new videos. And by the way, I just made a Discord server, and it's going to be for all things Roblox and gaming. And if you want to join, the link's going to be in the description. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.